Yeah. Some journeys ain't loud. They just steady, they just real. Nature's Odyssey. Yeah. Still standing.
I walked through fire, didn't fold and break. Lost some love, but I still got faith. From the silence, I rebuilt my name. Nature's Odyssey, still in the game. I done seen the highs and the lows unfold. Heart stay warm when the world went cold. Every scar got a story told. Nature's Odyssey, solid gold.
Yeah.
Back when the road felt heavy on my chest. Suitcase full of dreams, pain in my steps. Left everything behind just to breathe again. Sometimes freedom don't come with friends. Late nights thinking where the time went. Love got distant, heart got bent. But I ain't crumbled, I just adjusted. Real men rebuild what's disrupted. Panama breeze with a silent mind. Tryna leave the past behind. But growth don't come if you stay the same. Sometimes you gotta walk through rain. I walked through fire, didn't fold, didn't break. Lost some love, but I still got faith. From the silence, I rebuilt my name. Nature's Odyssey, still there in the game. I walked through fire, didn't fold, didn't break. Lost some love, but I still got faith. From the silence, I rebuilt my name. Nature's Odyssey. Ain't no shortcuts in this life I live. Every lesson cost some, had to give. Trust broken, ego tested. Still I rise, still I'm blessed still. They say why you move so calm. Storms don't shake us steady. I done learned what peace really costs. You don't win unless you lost. This ain't flashy, this ain't hype. This grown man, purpose tight. Every episode, every mile. Still got vision, still got style. This ain't just travel, it's transformation. This ain't just silence, it's elevation. Nature's Odyssey.
You don't win unless you lost. Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on, people? Happy Monday. It is I, the Black Cleaner, and you're welcome to the Black Cleaner Presents Real Talk with Nate. I'm your host, and here's my cousin over here hosting along with me, Cool Keem. What's going on, fam?
Cool King, fresh in the flesh.
What's going on, man? How you doing, fam?
Same old.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, we was talking in the back, and you was talking about how tight you were about our Celtics losing.
Yeah, that hurt. Especially being up 3-1. You know. But I kind of felt something when that big goofy ass nigga Embiid came back. I never seen a big ass nigga play off the floor so much, dog. That nigga wears me out. And he ain't even been there half of his career. Like, dude, for you to come back now in the playoffs and help your team knock us out, nigga, when you've been injured more than half of your career than you've been on the court.
Damn,
whatever.
That's messed up. Yeah, as you said, I mean, but as I was telling you earlier, you know what I'm saying? We done been there, lost it, got it back. Been there, lost it, got it again. And as Ric Flair said, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. Woo! So, you know, as I be telling people, you know, Boston has been, you know, champions, basketball, baseball, hockey, and football. So, you know, we got enough championships. So it's okay if we let one go every now and then.
We got rings in every major sport.
Exactly. So we champions no matter what. You know, y'all get to wear the crown. Y'all get to eat this season. we'll be back next season, and then we'll see what happens next season, because you're gonna have to come against us again.
Sure.
But other than that, also, did you go see the MJ movie yet?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta go check that out. I had to throw on my my outfit for and paying in homage to the fam that was they actually put a character in the MJ movie. You know what I'm saying,
Okay.
representing my father's peoples. So I was
What?
surprised, actually, because I mean, we heard rumblings and rumors in the family that we did have a family member that was, behind the scenes with the MJ family, but they didn't have to put him in the movie. And then when I saw, they actually made him like a like a supporting role character in the movie, I was like, whoa, that's big. So yeah, so salute to my family, my father's family, because the B stands for Bray. If anybody knows, I do wear the B to represent Boston, because that's where I'm from. But the B also represents that I'm a part of the Bray family. My father's, and there's a big story that goes with the Bray family. If y'all, and I'm gonna get on it today, because our topic today, which we're gonna get into, is pretty much Black fatigue, where with Black fatigue, everybody knows that Black fatigue was usually the system getting, as they say, the man is always down on us. But now it's starting to get to the point where we're starting to exhaust the system, and now the system is getting tired of us. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's good that it came up, because also, as I was telling you, like even in the Michael Jackson movie, now everybody knows, what happened with Michael Jackson and his whole ordeal, dealing with the whole, once he got the masters, which they didn't get in. There's going to be a whole biopic, which I found out. So this was just part one of the biopic. They're going to probably make like a trilogy, like it's going to be Star Wars or something from what I'm hearing. So we just saw the first one, but they made, his father to be the villain in part one. You know what I'm saying? His father's supposed to be like the Darth Vader character.
Joe Jackson.
Yeah. And when you start to wonder about that situation, is like in what I put in the title of, Message to the Black Man Monday, okay, and Black fatigue, are we misunderstood or are we misrepresenting ourselves? So it's like Joe Jackson. Was Joe Jackson misunderstood? Or was he misrepresenting himself? Because everybody sees how determined he was in order to get his family out of the ghetto of Gary, Indiana. And he was able to do that. But his tactics, everybody was like, oh, he was an abuser. You know what I'm saying? He whipped all his kids. Okay, but he whipped all his kids into success.
Right. But we can't be judgmental about Joe until we know Joe's story. That's one thing I'm big on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging anybody until I know the story. Exactly.
So yeah, instead of having the MJ story, where's the JJ story? Joe Jackson. I'm sure he went through some good times and some bad times.
Well, was Joe a military?
Say it again.
Was Joe a military man? Because we know he was big on discipline.
I don't think so. I know he was a steel worker, and that they talked about that in the movie, and even in the movie that was back in the days, the ones that we saw, he was big into religion, and that was the thing that got him out of the ghetto, was him being faithful to his religion.
Right.
But yeah. But other than that, it was the whole, as I was telling you, the bodyguard of Michael was, his name is Bill Bray. So, and then when you see him, you see this high yellow dude with this bald cap, real calm, cool, collective. So when I'm looking at, his character or the way they portrayed his persona, it was like, yeah, he definitely, a part of the Bray family, because that's how all of the men in the Bray family were. Very calm, cool, collective. My grandfather was a Pullman porter, and he was very light skinned with blue eyes. So, and if anybody knows anything about the Pullman porters, you had to be, that the help type of that the house Negro type of demeanor. You know what I'm saying? So, and pretty much you could see that's pretty much the whole demeanor of Bill Bray in the movie. He was former LAPD, and he was able to leave the LAPD and, go on to become, head of security for Michael Jackson. And he just rose along, behind the scenes of Michael Jackson all the way to his stardom. And rest in peace to Bill Bray. He passed away in 2005. But also too, other situations besides the Michael Jackson movie where you're starting to see the black fatigue go on in this world. You're seeing, okay, Dave Chappelle, everybody knows the Dave Chappelle incident where, okay, now he's starting to travel overseas to Saudi Arabia to get that bag. And people is mad about him going over to Saudi Arabia to entertain the Saudis. And it's like, why would you get mad at a Muslim going to a Muslim country to entertain his fellow brethren? Right. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? We understand the whole politics and everything that goes on. But okay, number two, y'all didn't like him. Y'all was, once again, the system was down in him, when he was, trying to just speak his truth or just tell joke. Even though, some people got offended with the ubiquitous community. And we're going to talk about the ubiquitous community, the alphabet community, in one of these later lives. Because, we have family in all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? I got family that's a part of the community. So we're going to have to touch on that as well. But, but yeah, as I was saying, Dave Chappelle, Prince, Michael Jackson, FBAs, because, we are, the foundational Black Americans that it seems like anytime that we're trying to get back to our state of, I'll just say get from under the thumb of oppression, there's always somebody who's over here mad because they can't exploit us anymore. So what do you say to that, King? Is this something that's, prevalent, or is it just, we just got too many stereotypical coons and, just Negroes out here, or we got to say the word niggas out here that's just boiling it for the rest of us?
It's true.
No, I'm asking you. It's a question. Is it too many niggas that's out here just boiling it for the black folks? As Chris Rock said, he loves his black people, but he can't stand them niggas.
True. I fuck with all my black people, but I can't stand the niggas either. Because we're just giving ourselves a bad look. And the fact that we are the shit worldly. There's so many different races trying to be like us and dance like us and have rhythm like us that they're starting to make us boring because everybody wants to be like us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't even have time to shine off our own shit, yo.
Yeah, because people see the shine and then they want to, take it from us.
Yeah, that's been that's been happening like too long, man. Like, too much. I'm not saying we can't have different backgrounds a part of Black culture, but don't, come up on me like you doing it better than me. Or your blackness is blacker than mine. I can't stand to see that because I can't stand it. Like, I'm not necessarily like against it, but when I see that, someone other than who looks like myself or somewhere near my skin tone, like I don't like to see that. Like, bro, you're not blacker than me. You could never be blacker than me.
Yeah, I hear you. Especially, because what they always trying to say is we're the ones that's being divisive. But it's like, how are we being divisive when we're the ones that's fought, for unity everywhere? I mean, when it came to the apartheid, we was over there, standing 10 toes down on business. You know what I'm saying? When it came to letting the Haitians and all of these immigrants come into America, we was the ones who was fighting, tooth and nail back in the 70s and the 80s in order to get the immigrants in, because they was only letting, the immigrants that look like them in, So now all of a sudden y'all get in and now you're trying to take over. It's like that movie Us. Anybody ever seen that movie with Jordan Peele, Us, where they had the tethers coming from the sewer trying to take over the world?
Yeah, I don't think I've even seen it.
Wow, you never seen that movie? Yeah, you need to go check that movie out. It was like a horror movie. And that's where they got the name Tether from. Because shout out to Tariq Nasheed, the dude who is the writer and director and producer of the Hidden Color series and 1804 and Buck Breaking, all of those movies. But he's also was talking about Tether and how really all the Tether is a foreign coon. We all know what a coon is in America, the person who want to be white or trying to be, so close to the white man, and really what they're about is self-preservation. The quintessential, as Malcolm X said, the quintessential house nigga.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong, boss? We sick. That dude.
Right.
So it's, so the tether is the, hey brother, how you doing, boss? We sick.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not like these niggas over there. You can count on me, boss. I will take care of everything.
I got it.
Exactly. And, the ones who don't want to stand in solidarity against the plight of oppression. That's all the tether is. You know what I'm saying? Because all Black folks is trying to do, is get the thumb of oppression off of them. But it seems like anytime we talk about getting the thumb of oppression off of us, there's always somebody in our space wanting to slow that down.
Of course.
Why?
Because
it benefits you if we all get the thumb of oppression off of us. So why do you try to spoil the plight? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So what do you think? What's your opinion? Why do you think they try to spoil it?
I I'm not quite sure, because okay, with it for us, it's gonna help all of us. Like I'm totally like lost to why someone would be against that, and you should be a part of it.
Okay. Hold on. I think we got another guest on. Let me add them to the stage.
Who that?
Is you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Peace, everyone. Peace.
What's going on, cousin Fatima? How you doing?
I'm blessed beyond measure. How's everyone doing today?
We're doing excellent. Blessed and highly favored.
Yes, yes.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know.
like to hear.
I took that from Charlemagne the God. He always says that. I always like that. So I can't claim it. But yeah, I do like the saying, I'm blessed and highly favored. Or as they say in Panama, bien gracias, adios y tú. Which is, I'm doing
Okay.
good, thank God, and you.
I know that's right. I like that saying.
Mm-hmm. So
What's
yeah, we were
going?
just, go ahead. I don't
No,
want to step on
I was gonna
nobody's
say. I
toes.
was getting ready to say what's going on. What are we talking about?
Oh, we were just talking about the system, black fatigue. As well, let me just give you a recap. Because everybody always wonders, why do I have these weird thumbnails that have the what's it called? This thumbnail is Message to the Black Man Mondays. Okay.
Yes.
Last week it was Messy Love Monday, which talked about failed relationships. Before that, it was Mommy Issues Monday, which talked about, how mothers' neglect or nurturing affected us, positive or negative. And then we had, Women Making Money Mondays before that, where we was talking about successful women. Why is it so difficult for successful women to find love out here, Black women? And then before that, it was Get Money Mondays. So as you can see, I've been trying to keep with the with the M's right now. That's really what it is. I'm just trying to, keep a little pattern going on. But yeah, getting back to today, Message to the Black Man Monday, we talking about Black fatigue. Is Black people being misrepresented by the Negroes all of the niggas spoiling it for us? Or are we misunderstood? And we gave examples of, the MJ movie just came out, and in the movie they made Joe Jackson the villain. And it's like, okay, here's a man who was determined to get his family out of the ghetto of Gary, Indiana, and he pretty much, beat discipline into his family, and his family was able to become a successful, legacy out here. But now everybody sees him and knows him as, the Darth Vader of the family. So was he misunderstood, or is he just a nigga that was being misrepresenting Black folks? How do you think?
I'm thinking that it for me it's a combination of both. And the reason why I feel like it's a combination of both, because in America, Black people are misunderstood from the get-go. They're not even understood, period. So, and his methods on how he trains, his kids to be musicians. He saw they were just playing, they didn't take it serious, but he saw their passion and he saw their talent. So why not training them, take it serious and become what they became, right? So
exactly.
People may not have liked the way he went about it, but he trained them to be successful adults. Some of them got issues, take it. Michael Jackson, right? He was the main one that was affected, by Joe's treatment, but he still became very successful. So you
Hmm.
have to give him props for that.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
Hmm. Okay, and then what about the Dave Chappelle situation about him going overseas to Saudi Arabia to entertain the Muslims? Of course, he got a lot of flack for that. And, he did make a statement saying, hey, there was a time when I was against, the Saudis, but when I saw everybody else going over there taking the money, what's wrong with me? He said, as soon as, a black man leaves the plantation to make money for himself, now, everybody wants to say that the money was dirty, even though they was taking it.
So again, this is just my perspective. I believe all the money from Northern America is dirty. So you can't knock his hustle. He's hustling and to earn money for his family. So he want to go to Saudi Arabia. It should be his right to go to Saudi Arabia. Nobody should have nothing to say about that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I'm going wherever the money is, and I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna get back home safe. I'm going who's inviting me anywhere. So
that part.
Whatever the bag is, that's you'll get the bag.
And then the other was what's going on in the States, or the people who, like myself, are in the travel space. We call that the matrix or the plantation. And,
Okay.
There's a lot of laws, there's a lot of things that pretty much overwhelming the black population. We're getting priced out of the ghettos. We're in overcrowded housing. They're starting to see that, black women losing their corporate jobs is on the rise.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people are saying, that good. It's good. And also, too, even with us traveling out of the country, because some of us has been able to see the writing on the walls and say, hey, we need to go find Zion and leave. The whole passport bro movement, which I always considered the whole passport bro movement to be at the start of new black migration, where if you understood the past of the 1950s, where all the black folks was moving from the South to go to, during the what's they call the industrialization era, when they had all of the factories up in the North. People was going to work for the factories in Detroit and upstate New York and, in Boston and in Chicago and all of these places. And they was leaving, their sharecropping jobs. So it seems like what's going on now is pretty much a new migration is going on, because we're starting to see, hey, our money goes a lot farther outside the country. White folks been doing this for, decades. We're just now catching on, and now, they're saying that they don't want us there. They have a whole bunch of YouTube people talking about the black people in Colombia, calling us sex tourists and, saying we're degenerates and we ain't doing nothing. But it was our black dollars, because nobody else was going over to Colombia. Everybody was afraid to go to Colombia because of Pablo Escobar. That was Pablo Escobar time. You know what I'm saying? Right. So nobody was going to Colombia before then. But then all of a sudden we started going there and we showed that it was safe. Now they're starting to see an influx of a whole bunch of new money coming in. And now, they're starting to gentrify Colombia. And now they're like, okay, we got what we wanted from you all black niggas, beat it type of situation. Get up out of here. Where they're actually turning us away at the airport.
Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I'm learning today.
Yeah, you'll hear some people. Some people want to get on the panel. I'm gonna drop the link in a couple of minutes so that we could talk about it a little bit more because there's more to it. You know, you hear a lot of once you watch YouTube when they talk about when Kevin Samuels. I don't know if you're familiar with Kevin Samuels, cuz.
Yes, I know of him.
Okay, so when he was out here, trying to school the black or rebuild the black family in his own way by basically speaking truth to the black woman. And of course, the black women, as they say, they didn't like his tone. And we it's not what he said, it's how he said it type of situation. And then when he passed away, there was black women that actually cheered, like, good, I'm glad he dead.
Wow.
To where when black men saw women celebrating that this man died, and they celebrated, they was like, damn, that's messed up. All he was doing was speaking the truth. I mean, you didn't want to hear what he was saying, but it was the truth. All we was looking for is women, for everybody to be able to, see each other's point of view and accept each other's point of view so that we can move together as a unit. Yeah. Instead of trying to put black men in their place, because we're, it's the same thing with what's going on with the whole system and what black fatigue, where you have white people who are seeing the rise of black mobility, like back in the days with Black Wall Street and Wilmington and What was the name of that? Was it
Roseland?
Rosewood. Yeah.
Rosewood.
So just seeing what they call a resurgence of that going on, and now you're starting to see, the system say these people don't know their place. We need to put them back in their place, and they're just slowly doing it instead of just coming out blatant racism. They're using other facets, i.e., sending feminists at us, sending the ubiquitous community after us. Yo, you hate gay people. You hate women. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You hate foreigners. Y'all don't like us Africans. Y'all calling us African booty scratchers. These are just people weaponizing your group against black people because, we had nothing against black folks or against gay people or against women or against foreigners. We all wanted all of us to be along. It's when we started seeing that you all was exploiting us and taking, more of what we fought for. We was like, oh, hold up now. All we seeing is symbolism. Y'all are getting the tangibles. Can we get some of those tangibles? Shut up, nigga.
Right.
So, what do you say to that? I know I was long-winded, and it was a lot.
I know, but it's okay because it was a lot, and all that you said, it just makes so much sense. It's like I don't even know how to respond right now. I got to finish processing it all, honestly. So maybe Rokeem can respond to that.
Keem. I gotta correct sis. Keep on calling him by his government.
Bokeem.
Cool. The coolest.
Cool. Oh, the coolest king.
Like a pack of cigarettes.
King. Okay. It's my second time. I'm learning.
I ain't counting. You're not counting. But yeah, cause you did just say a lot. I'm still processing that too. Like, what angle? What do I respond to? And the angle I could go with the response.
Well, we just go back to the beginning, because all I was doing is explaining the whole: are we being misunderstood? Or are we misrepresenting ourselves? Are the Colombians right? Are they, are we sex tourists? Was the women right? Kevin Samuels, hate women. That's basically what I mean. Are the things that they're weaponizing these groups against us? Are they right or are we right?
He was not. That dude was just blatantly honest, whether you liked it or not.
Facts.
Was he being a little disrespectful? Maybe sometimes, but a lot of people don't want to face their truths, and especially hearing it from somebody else. If you can't look in the mirror and analyze yourself, looking at yourself, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to accept it from someone else. So was he being? No, I don't think he was any of what people say about him.
Ah, shoot. Well, let me see some of these comments. All right, I got who's that? The GOAT 16M saying what's up. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, True Prodigy. Salute to you, and salute to Ronin Travelers. He said salute to the Black Cleaner and Cool King.
What up, though?
So, was you able to process? You got anything to say on that?
Yeah, I feel like I have something to say.
Okay.
So when I think about Kevin, what is it, Kevin Samuels?
Yeah.
Because I watched a couple of his videos and his honesty is brutal. So most people can't deal with that kind of honesty. Did I agree with him? Absolutely, because I'm for telling the truth. You have to tell the truth about the situation, whether you are male or you female. Like, you don't want to look at it like, oh, you got a position, but you're a mother, you're a father. It's two different things, right? So you got to play your role as a woman, play your role as a man. So him saying the truth didn't bother me. And I for sure didn't like when people were happy that he passed away. Like, I thought that was real ignorant. Seriously.
Right.
Right. Like, come on now. Just because he's telling the truth, because think about it. As a woman, I remember a little girl growing up, I would hear all the time, oh, you got to get a man to help take care of you. Get a man to take care of you. Get a man to take care of you. Not you got to grow up to learn how to take care of yourself. And then you get a man that can, give you some security, right? Not, it wasn't that. It's like, get a man to take care of you. So as women, we do think like that. Oh, we want a man to take care of us. Me, personally, I don't want a man to take care of me. I like taking care of myself. But I want a man is to give me some security, for sure. If things happen, he got my back. But, so, I like Kevin Samuels, to be honest. To be totally honest. I was loving it. Now, when I think about just Black men in this system that we live, I don't even want to say under, that's just here. Because I'm being real careful how I choose my words. So, but yeah, this whole system is not designed to support the Black man. So, that's just enough said for me right there. You can read in between those lines. So, anytime a Black man is trying to get ahead, there's going to be some pushback. There's going to be some red tape you got to go through. It's always. And that's just the real, You just find a way to do it. You got to find a way to beat the system because there is a way,
Facts.
They say, nothing is never going to happen for Black people unless we unite.
Absolutely.
We have to figure that part out first. How do we unite?
Right.
Once we figure that out, we're gonna be a problem.
But here is what I would like to say about that, because that's gonna, when we unite, you talking about Black men fatigue. There'll be no Black men fatigue because we'll be united. You will have your backbone. She'll have her backbone. We can take back the world. take back this planet because it's our planet. So, but are we gonna do that? I'm gonna say yes, only because I have a positive frame of mind, and nothing's gonna change that about me. So, I do believe we will have unity. We will.
I
I do
agree,
believe that.
but I also understand, that there is that other aspect of it. You have this world that has been dominated by social Darwinism. Social Darwinism meaning survival of the fittest. And I was talking to somebody and I was saying how if you look up the definition of rich, okay, the definition of rich is someone who lives off of the earnings of others below him. Okay, that's what a rich person is.
Wow.
Meaning he ain't doing nothing. All he did was he created a system where people are now working to make this system run. Okay. And that's why what's going on that you see right now, you have the 1% ruling over, or as they say, the 3%, or however you want to call it, is dominating the 98% or the 97%, because the 97% are the ones that is the working engine of the system, and it's the rich that was the one that create the system for them to become the working engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
1000%. I agree.
But there are people we have been in this system so long, and they're so close to becoming on the top 1%. They want their chance to be at the top. They don't want nothing to change because it's like, yo, I want to be rich. So no, don't change the system. I'm actually fighting to get to be rich. But if you change the system to where everybody is united and everybody's, is getting the participation trophy, you done ruined it for all of us.
Well, things have to change.
Yeah, but
that. Things have to change. And let me tell you what I learned about when people say but. And this is no disrespect to you. Anything after but is bullshit. Right? Because
Right.
for real. Because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And what is going on in this world right now is wrong. So that's going to change. That is going to change. And also marinate on this. How it was in the beginning is going to be in the end. It's going to be. So change is going to happen. That's for sure.
I agree with you. I highly agree with you, because I'm always going to be for my Black people, no matter where I go in the world. I'm here in Panama, as I always talk about how you have the chosen few retirees who are in their expat bubble, living in these lavish high rises that was developed and built by the same oppressors that was oppressing them in the States. But they don't care anymore because they done made it. They're like, yo, okay, yeah. I'm retired. I'm just looking for, in other words, I'm just looking for a comfortable place to die.
Yeah.
So, and when I see that, because we talked about this in the last live, how, I see the sisters out here and they out here struggling because there is no safety net out here. Right. To where they can get, some type of government assistance to be able to survive. So they got to get it out how they live it in order to feed their children, in order to, keep a roof over their head. And what you have a lot of times is, some people who will do what they call virtual signaling. They'll, at the end of the month, they'll donate some clothes, give some books to some schools, volunteer at an orphanage or something. And it's like, that ain't nothing. I mean, If anything, do what your oppressors was doing. Come over. You got a little bit of money. All they do is they pool their resources together. They give it to a developer. The developer builds, a high rise, or they build a mall, or they build something, and then they employ the people that look like them to run it. We can do the same thing.
Absolutely, we can.
But when I say that, it's like, you always got that naysayer in the crowd who's like, with the all lives matter speech. Just do it to the people who's willing to do it. So basically, what I came up with is you have the people who is for self-preservation, and I'm talking about the dominant society, white supremacists. Okay, I'm not going to say white people. I'm going to say white supremacists, because it's the white supremacist who wants to be supreme over everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. And then but how do they do that? They unite themselves to preserve their own race, their own culture. Okay. And then when we try to do it, they disrupt it, because they already know, okay, well, a house divided can't stand. And as long as you all are divided, y'all are going to be the working engine to support our unity, our supremacy, what we have developed here.
What did they develop, though?
Mischief. That's what they developed. They developed survival of the fittest. They developed
confusion.
What you say, Cool Key?
I said confusion, deceit.
Baby. And what is the opposite? So what stands with confusion? What stands with confusion?
Delusion.
All of that.
And right next to delusion stands evil. Because remember, it's a spiritual warfare out here. So once the chosen people in the stand, you chosen, the frequency is gonna shift. It's just gonna shift. It's gonna change. It's gonna change.
That's why you spiritual bag.
Bam, that's why you have to change Black Cleaner. You gotta change Cool King. I gotta change Fatima Bassett Chandra. I have to change so that we can change this world.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta like that, pick your side of the fence. And that's really what I've done. I picked my side of the fence. I stand with my people. Yes. And the people who want the change, who want to see equality, as they said in the Declaration of Independence, true freedom, true justice, and true equality.
Yes. For everyone. For all people who breathe air, right? Who bleed blood, right? But we got to learn to take care of us first and foremost, because we forgot how to do that. Exactly. And that's important. And that's what you were speaking about last week when you talk about other cultures doing that and how they do this and how they do that. Yeah, we know how to do that too, but we just forgot how to do it.
Exactly.
Once we remember how to do it, it's over.
Yeah.
The game is over.
And that's what they're trying to disrupt. Because as soon as we have spaces like this, all right, that's when you start seeing people coming in wanting to disrupt the space.
Exactly.
All right, we got another guest coming on. Hold on one second. True Prodigy. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me add him to the stage.
Then. We added on. I love it.
I sent the link to a couple other people too, but I think we can stop, because why keep sending a link if you ain't gonna show up?
Yeah.
I'm presenting opportunity. If you don't want to accept
it's all good. As you can see, this travel space is big. Shout out to True Prodigy. What's going on, fam? How you doing?
Good, man. What's up, Black Cleaner? What's up, the other two panelists? What's good? What's good with y'all? What's up?
Peace, King. Peace. What's
Yeah,
up with you?
Polo.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think the title's about black fatigue. Is that it?
Yes,
Clean
it
up.
Y'all
is.
heard me? Okay.
Nah,
Clean
yeah,
up.
you blacked
Black
out a little
fatigue.
bit.
Oh, my fault. But I do gotta speak on that right quick because as you know, well, you probably don't know this, but I moved to like a majority white city, and man, I love my people 100%. I stick by my people through thick and thin. But these white folks, like, I'm trying to see how I want to tell this story. Like, it was a job I was at, like, I'm gonna say about 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago. And when I started the job, black guys from Chicago robbed everybody for their cell phones. Like, not even a week into that job. And so after that situation, they literally fired half of the black workers there. Well,
Wow.
not fired, but like laid them off because of what like 3 or 4 black dudes did. They literally robbed everybody for their car keys and cell phones and all their personal possessions. Right? It was whack. I'm just being. It was so whack, man. I was like, what the hell is like? What the fuck is going on? I apologize, Curtin. What the hell is going on, bro?
Right.
You know, and there's not even like the only situation like every time I like start a job or whatever, or back in the past when I used to like start working a job, I used to tell, well, they'll find out where I'm from and they'll immediately like have their eye on me, making sure I'm not on no bullshit because they know if they find out I'm from Memphis, okay, Memphis got a bad rep. So I want to make sure this dude ain't on no weirdo stuff. This dude ain't trying to rob the place. This dude ain't causing no trouble. You know, so pretty much what I'm saying, like, I should say we can trust us as a race, but other groups of people outside of us, they don't trust us. You know, and I can understand to an extent because I've experienced why they wouldn't. I'm just being real.
So why
So
should we trust them, King?
Well, and I don't really, I live in a majority white city, but I don't hang with like white people or no other races of people like that, really. But I would, then this is got like deja vu, but the reason why I wouldn't trust them, I should say, I'm trying to see how I want to say this, but it's like every group is like selfish in their own interests and intentions, right? Like they're selfish, you know. Like I remember I was at this job. Well, no, it wasn't a job. It was well, it was a job, but I wasn't working at the job. I was just like filling in for someone, right? But these white people was racist towards me at the job. Like it was this one dude. He literally said Hitler, and then I turned around and looked at him. He said Hitler was a bad person, but he sort of tried to clean it up. Pretty much saying he didn't want me there in a nutshell because he thought I was gonna be like all the other black guys, or he just thought I was just gonna be a troublemaker, or maybe he might be genuinely racist. I don't know, but I could tell from his demeanor and his vibe he didn't want me there, right? Because he didn't trust me, and I didn't trust him. As a result, I thought he was gonna be on some racist stuff. I don't know. So I mean, I don't trust them, and they don't trust me. But I think with white, at least the white people that I live around, they don't outright. It's like they're not aggressive with it, you know. Like the only time you fuck with them, now I should say the only time they fuck with you is when you fuck with them. You know, that's the situation. But other than that, they probably won't fuck with you. Like if you fucking with their women, then they gonna find a way to. Like they're gonna find a way to sabotage you. You know, if you fucking up their businesses, like robbing people and all that stuff, they're gonna find a way to fuck with you. They're gonna find out where you stay. They're gonna be on some bullshit. So I think the only way they wouldn't fuck with you is if you don't really fuck with them. But if you fuck with them, they're gonna find a way to fuck you up. But yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
So it sounds like
which I was saying to you before. Their self-preservation is in unity. You know what I'm saying? They have a code. You know, they could not get along, okay? But as soon as, and not speak to each other, but as soon as the op steps into their zone, they get on code and get unified quick.
Yeah, you know what? Because I've always felt like we accept them way faster than they accept us.
Yep.
Exactly.
Into, you know,
It's funny
Just think
because
a lot of like my fault, man. You got it.
no, it's funny. I was just looking at the comments. Somebody says he sounds racist.
who?
Who,
I'm
I
trying to
sound
put it on
racist?
there.
Who they talking about? Me?
Oh,
Said I sound
expat
racist?
living
What?
overseas. Shout out to you, expat.
Nah, I'm not.
No,
No,
you
I'm not
probably was
racist.
talking about me.
I'm just giving you the reality.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, okay, because I remember when the whole Hulk Hogan situation came up, right? And Hulk Hogan passed away. And everybody was all like, and there was people out here, black folks, that was actually celebrating that Hulk Hogan passed away. He was like, good for him. And I'm like, why are y'all mad at Hulk Hogan? Because he didn't want his daughter, sleeping with a black man. And they was like, well, it goes deeper than that. He was truly a racist out here. But I had to look at, Hulk Hogan's history. You know what I'm saying? Hulk Hogan put a lot of black people on the map. I mean, Mr. T, became a lot larger because he was able to partner with Hulk Hogan in WWF wrestling. Okay. Tiny Lister, Zeus. It was because of the movie that Hulk Hogan put him in as his villain or as his heel that allowed Tiny Lister, Debo, to rise to prominence. He has actually enhanced a lot of black people's lives. So for him to so what, he's mad that he prefers his daughter to be with a white man instead of a black man. I'm the same way. I want my daughter to be with a black man too instead of a white man. That's all. I mean, me being pro-black has nothing to do with me being anti-white. I just want to see, I see Chinese people helping Chinese people. Okay. You can go into, your Chinese people will get together and go half on a package of beauty product, food, and have it all shipped, and they'll have it shipped to all of their stores in our community, and they will all be successful. But they ain't coming to our stores. They're not supporting our business. We can support theirs. And that's really what I'm talking about. We are the driving engine of a lot of people's success. But True. When it comes to them returning the favor, you don't see that. And all I'm saying is, okay, well, if y'all ain't going to support us, meaning the other people, the white folks, the Chinese, Spanish, whoever, okay, well, then we need to support us. Because once we support us, then everybody else will follow.
You already know, because we the shit.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
I mean, we definitely need to support us.
Yeah.
No, I was saying I agree. I agree. Like, we definitely need to support us, but I know I want to go into like conspiracy territory, but it's kind of hard because we got us working against us and we got other forces working against us to make sure. It's like somebody has to be the what's that term? Like the sacrificial lamb in order for everybody else to prosper. And I guess all other races look at black people as the sacrificial lamb in order just to sacrifice in order for everybody else to prosper. And I think that's the problem. It's like we need to, it's like it's just like with like Black Wall Street, we did that, that didn't work, and other various things we did, to build our own self as a community or whatever, but it just didn't work because nobody want us to prosper. Nobody want us to succeed. Even if we try to do it ourselves, it's like, no. So it's something that we want to do, but it's hard to do because it's like we got us working against us, and we got other people working against us too. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Fatima.
No, I was just gonna say that I agree with him. Definitely. That we can't be working against each other when we already have other forces working against us. That's not gonna work. And
No.
that still goes back to that working on yourself. You gotta work on yourself. You gotta decide within yourself, like, do you really want, are do you really want to support your community? Do you want to support your culture? And hopefully everybody can get on that, but everybody is not going to. So whoever is on that energy, then we got to just move forward without them. Because I'm on it. I'm ready.
You and me both.
And I know I
I'm
can't do
actually
it by
got a
myself.
question.
Right. You and I can't do it.
Exactly. We can't do it alone.
Us on this panel can't do it. We need more forces. We need more bodies, more energy, more spirit,
Well, we can do it. It just we have to learn. Yeah, we just got to start and learn how to scale. That's really what it is. Because
do it because we're already doing it starting right here.
Exactly.
That's a start.
I wanted to ask the question, but Black Cleaner, I think you kind of answered it already. Because I was going to ask, do you think that bloodshed will be requiring us to really prosper as a community? But I think your answer, well, what I heard you say was we'll have to scale. We have to start extremely small and then work ourselves up. But I think it'll get to a certain point where that might have to be the situation. It might have to be a little bit of bloodshed because people gonna try and take from us or try to infiltrate and manipulate and just destroy. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, anything worth. Go ahead, King.
Me will not prosper. How about that?
Got you. Say that again, because I know I talked over you.
Weapon formed against me will not prosper.
Mm-hmm. And
I heard you on that one, man. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. 100.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this, okay? Truth Prodigy, because somebody brought this up on another live. I think it was on Charlie Chan's live last week. Shout out to Charlie Chan and VTR, Vacation Time with Ryan. I was on their panel yesterday. But somebody said, ain't no major change happen with voting. Every real major change happened with war, revolution, people standing on business and fighting, bleeding, and dying.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Dogs getting sicked on. It wasn't. It was the dogs getting sicked on us and us coming back. In the world seeing, how brutal they could be on television. Like, damn, y'all is fuck. Y'all doing this for what? Because they just want to vote. Let these niggas vote. Why y'all got to be sicking dogs and hoses on these niggas? They ain't doing nothing. Why y'all beating them in the head with billy clubs?
Right, and that's their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Questioning their own parents. One thing I do is these old racist white folks that are in their 70s and 80s right now, they got me grandkids.
Yeah.
So the day of that thought process, as far as that goes, is dying out. And it's going to continue to die out because, like I said earlier, we are the shit. Because now you got these little young white kids in their room listening to that hip hop, dancing like black people, trying to find that rhythm. But that's a good thing because their mentality is changing towards racism. And the thing about that is, we know racism is taught.
Yes. Yes, it
So
is.
that angle of that shit being taught, these kids ain't accepting that shit no more, and I fucking love it. They getting at their own parents like, this is what we did? That's not right. And they're meaning that shit because it's just not right. Why is my race of people even thinking like that?
I got a question for you guys.
Y'all know what's coming. Shout out to Fatima. Here come the BS.
Oh, I'm done.
Yep.
I don't want to come with a butt.
No, I was coming with the butt. You know, what happens is, what I was about to say is, yeah, they, you know, the grandkids are saying, yeah, that ain't right. What y'all did to them was wrong. Until granddad pulls them in the room and says, you see all of this land that you got here? You see that nice car, that mansion, all of this stuff that you got over here? This is the reward that you got from us doing that. So, do you want to give it all back? You got to make a choice.
Yes, because they benefit. Definitely, they are benefiting right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the mind fuck, though.
Yo, what's the consensus? I think like black people own like 1/2 of the percentage of wealth in America or something like that, right?
Exactly. Yep. Less than 1/2 of 1%.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. What the? You know what? Let me try to like that actually kind of upset me a little bit, but let me kind of let's deviate from that a little bit. So, have you guys ever experienced black fatigue at any level of you just being tired of just dealing with a particular black person or just black people in general? Have any of you ever experienced that? Like maybe your best friend, you know, or even your family or whatever, just any black person that you can think of throughout the duration of your life.
Well, that happens all the time. Like, you know, even childhood friends grow apart sometimes, yo. So that happens. And sometimes
I've been robbed.
What you mean?
No, I've been robbed twice.
By who?
By black people.
I got robbed. Yeah, I got robbed when I was like 15, I think. When I was coming out of high school, when I was walking home from school, dude pulled up on me and robbed me for $10. You know, and I know you like it's super petty. And it was another time where I wouldn't necessarily say we got robbed. And he wasn't a crack. Well, I don't know. He probably could have been, but he was like a 22, 23. I was like 15. He was in his like early 20s. But yeah, he robbed me for $10. He had a gun concealed in the paper bag. I was like, I ain't know what the hell to do. I was scared him up. But yeah, so that was like the first time for me. I got also, well, it was actually 3 situations, but the last situation I experienced was in like I'm trying to see how I want to tell this story. Like me and my brother was at work, right? We was working and we drove my dad's truck to work. But when we came out of there, it was guys trying to steal my dad's rim because my dad has some expensive, nice rims, right? But they had loosened the rim. They had loosened the bolts on the rim because they were trying to steal them. But I guess they didn't have time to steal the rims. So we was leaving out the parking lot. It's like right before we got on the E-way. Literally, I'm not even making this up. One of the tires fell off on the E-way, and we started swerving off the road.
Well, bro, I don't feel like that's about your people. Nigga, that sound like environment things. You know? Cuzzo,
Yo,
you know how when you spoke on a Berea school?
yeah.
I ever told you I got robbed in front of your school?
I vaguely remember.
Well, we chilling one day. It's me, Les, and Ben. I think one of them was fucking with this female. We walk in, we pull up on the little neighborhood store. We go in, this chick gets on the phone. And it registered. That's who set us up. But bro, we're on Norfolk, walking to Morton. And we get to Morton, and as we're walking towards the Ave, to give you direction of where I was going, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So your school, I'm on the same side of your school, walking towards the Ave.
Yeah.
Bro, these two niggas come up on us, and weirdly, these niggas put the gun to me, bro, and I ain't even have no jury on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas like, come up, choose your life. Was I mad at my people, my own kind of people? No, bro, that was environmental shit. That was just where I was from. Period. I'm not gonna never be mad at my people. I done did shit to my own people too, so I ever turn my nose up? Never. And I never will, because I'm from that.
I've had times when I was, frustrated and mad, but I've never kept those emotions.
Let me get to the chat real quick. Shout out to expat living overseas. Humans is the only species that pay money to exist.
True. How weird is that? Like, when and where, who decided that these certain motherfuckers was gonna run the world? Who the fuck did
I
you
want
buy
to
the
add a
earth?
caveat to that, though.
I say that all the time, that
Who
we
did
are the
the
only
government buy the
creatures
earth?
on the planet that have to pay to live. The only creatures. No other creature have to pay to live on this planet but human beings.
And that's a fact,
That's
but I want to
deep.
add a caveat to that.
What?
So I also think it's and that's a 100% fact that can't be refuted. We are the only species that pay to exist, but it's also we pay for convenience too, pretty much.
Facts.
I think that's another caveat to that. Like other species have to hunt for their food, or we could just buy it, or just pay somebody to do the work for us. So it's like a double-edged sword to that. It's like pros and cons to it, in my opinion.
And he's right about that. Because, I mean, there's... we was on live yesterday, and there was a brother on there, shout out to International Eddie. He got on there and was talking about Cuba. And he was saying that if there was any country in the world that was truly free, it would be Cuba. Because they really don't have to get up and work in order to live. Their houses is paid for, or they own their own houses. They get a government rationing, twice a month for food. So the only thing that they go out and work for are really conveniences, to get to go get some Jordans or get, their hair done and all that other stuff.
So it's got that certain car.
Until, God forbid, knock on wood, because they were saying, that there was a executive order signed, and giving the orange man permission to go up, in Cuba and change that. And they were saying, what will happen once that happens? Once he does the same thing that he did to Venezuela and Iran, it's really going to, affect them heavily because they've been, living free and independent for decades now. And you think that they're going to be able to survive on, Western way of life after? No, of course not. Some people might think, how they living is, bad. But as I said, they're really, experiencing true freedom. It's just like it's funny, and I have to put this story in here. I'm walking down the street here in Panama, and I'm with Gone Girl. Shout out to her. And she's a dog mom. She loves dogs. And when you're in Panama, you see a lot of stray dogs just walking the street. And she's saying, every time I see one of these stray dogs, I just want to pick them up and take them home. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ruin his life for him. He's more free than you are. And you about to go and put him in your prison?
Right.
Do you think he wants that? He gets to get up and whenever he wants, I mean, there's plenty of food all around because he ain't got to go, people are probably going to feed him. And if he ain't going to get fed by somebody, he's going to probably go to a park or go to the nearest trash can and find some food that somebody done threw away. Dude, he got it better than some of the people that's living impoverished in these Latin American countries. And you want to take all that away.
Dan, that was a fucking weird analogy, but it made hella sense.
But to your point, True Prodigy, where you was talking about how these bad.
I can't hear you.
Black cleaner. Nah, I think he accidentally dropped his stuff from the stage. Just wait on him to come back. I don't know what happened with that, but
yeah, I don't even see him no more right now.
Nah, he accidentally dropped his stuff from the stage. I've done it a few times before, so yeah, it happens.
The Black Cleaner will momentarily be back. Everyone watching, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Real Talk with Nate the Black. Every Monday at 8 o'clock.
Oh, what happened?
There he is.
Sorry, I got thrown out my own show. That's the man.
I've done it a few times, so it happens, So
feel ya. Let me see who else is on here. Is that just me? Okay, yeah, nobody else. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about the question that I wanted to ask you was, are we misrepresenting ourselves? Because as you were saying, okay, is it the people that robbed the store, the person who robbed Food King in front of my old elementary school? These passport bros that's going out, of the country, only for mongering and vlogging. That was the new term that I heard. He's a monger vlogger. These guys who's out here.
What's going on? I don't hear no conversation.
Oh, because I just came in. Can you hear me?
I hear everything. Yeah,
she probably can't hear us. Can you hear me, Fatima? Nope, she can't. Hold on.
We can hear you.
So Tim, you might have to drop and join back.
Right.
Let me see. Where's she at? Can you hear us now, Fatima? Fatima. Something's going on. No, she might be muted. Okay, she can. Can you hear us, Fatima? I can hear you. Are you muted? Hold on. Let me check to see if you muted. She came off. We'll see if she comes back on. Yeah. All right, back to what we was doing. Yeah, so do you think we're misrepresenting ourselves?
Or misunderstood?
Yeah. I think we are in some cases, you know, not in all cases. Like I said, in my situation, you know, it was guys that robbed the workplace, you know, and just like the apartments. Like I used to stay in some apartments a couple years ago, you know, not the apartments I'm staying in now. And the black people that was there made it chaotic. I'm just being real. Like like I said, I stay in a majority white city, right? It's like 95% white. No, I say 90%. No, 85% white. And then it's like 10% black. And then it's other ethnicities sprinkled about, right? So the black people in the environment made it chaotic, right? To a point where they got rid of them. They got rid of all of them. I'm just being real. It's nothing but like college students that staying in that apartment complex now for the most part, right? But I think it really depends. Like it's not like it's a subjective thing, you know. But I do think in a lot of cases, like we do misrepresent ourselves because of our behavior and it's like our environment, right? Like we come from a single parent household, not being raised correctly, you know, not having discipline and structure and all these different things. So as a result, we might act out of character, you know, or not out of character, but we might act up in other environments pretty much that's not our own, you know. So that was the situation that I experienced being in these, seeing my people in these other environments. I'm like, bro, like, do you really like, let me tell you what happened. Like, this is a quick story. It was this dude and his girlfriend. Do I even want to like tell this? Because it's sort of graphic, but I'll try to keep it as PG as possible. These people was literally doing their thing in front of the apartment complex in broad daylight where everybody was seeing. And they got reported and they got kicked out the apartment complex because of that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where Black Cleaner went, but that's pretty much that's just it. And I know that's not all people, you know. I think there's just a few knuckleheads that decide to, you know, exude that behavior, just show that bad behavior. But yeah, man, like in our own environment, like we can tolerate it, we can deal with it because we sort of acclimated to that shit, you know, in a sense, not necessarily saying it's good, but we can tolerate it, right? But other people going in like their neck of the woods, like we can't, like we're fucking up their quality of life in a sense, you know. So that's really just my disposition on that. But I don't know where Black Cleaner at. I guess I can try to help him run the show. You know, this is a very good topic. You know, that's why I decided to hop up on the panel.
Topics are always good. We be trying around here, brother.
Huh?
I said we always try to keep the topics good.
100, man. I wish I could have joined the topic. I think it was about like single moms, I believe. I would have had a lot to say about that topic.
No, I don't know. It probably was mommy.
But sadly, I wasn't on the panel that day. But yeah,
maybe it was mommy issues.
I see Black Clean. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm just handling some business right now. But y'all keep going. Y'all doing good.
Get the team though.
She fell off, but if she wants to get back on, she can come on anytime. I'm waiting for her.
Right.
Yeah.
Only takes. Let me get to the comments real quick. Only takes one person to ruin a good thing. Yeah, that's true. But also, what happens, what I see is, when that one person ruins the good thing, okay, on our end, they'll always try to weaponize that and use that to pull us into that one group of bad apples. When it's them talking about the dominant society, white supremacy, when they do it, he's just a lone wolf.
Mhm.
That's a very good point. 100%. They'll try to take, okay, it was a few black people did, but they'll try to make it seem like the whole collective is susceptible to do that type of BS. Like, no, that was them. That's not us. I don't do that. I've never done that. So don't try to lump me in with them. Like I live in Canada and they live in, I don't know, like Chicago, like we're black, but we live in two different sides of the world. We have two, like we was brought up in two different environments, etc. Like, yeah. So I do agree with that, man. It's like anything that we do that is uplifting, they'll try to equate it to it's just that individual. He is the exception in a discussion. But as soon as it's something that is, bad, that tear us down as a people, it's like, okay, they want to equate that to everybody. That's an excellent point you made with that one.
Yeah, it's a stereotype.
Facts. But, the only problem is, we're on their YouTube, we're on their CBSs and NBCs, and, we're using all of their infrastructure. So the key is that we need to create our own and get on our own platforms and our own infrastructures, and then we can control the narrative.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, I'm staying. Sorry, y'all. I was saying goodbye to somebody. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I'm glad that we was able to talk on that because But you travel? Have you traveled yet? True Prodigy?
No, man. Like the reason why I'm in this space really is because of Ronin, bro. If I never met Ronin, I probably wouldn't have even met you guys, man. Like I got my
one? Ronin the Wandering Traveler?
I still haven't used it. No, not him. Not the older one, the OG.
The ex-military, ex-marine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Ronin Travels. I've been knowing, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the older one. Yeah, I've been knowing him for a while, for at least probably close to like 2 years at this point. So he's the reason why I'm even in close proximity to you. I should say he's the reason why I'm here talking to you guys, man. I just stumbled upon him and I just met all the rest of you guys, man. But like I got a passport, I just haven't used it yet. I was gonna take a trip probably like 5-6 months ago, but I don't know. It's too much going on in the world. You know what I mean? So.
Well, it's too much going on in the world not to leave the country.
Nah.
It's funny that you say that because my brother, he's doing construction in Boston, and he's all like, "Shoot, when you coming back to the States?" I'm like, "I'm not. Shoot, y'all just bombed, did a drone strike on 2 countries. You think y'all ain't gonna get no lick back?" I'm not trying to be there for the lick back. I'm staying clear away from that.
Me personally, I think at some point the whole world is gonna go to shit. Me personally, I think all of it's gonna go to shit. I don't know when, and I don't know who's gonna be to blame. But in my humble opinion, I just think the whole world is gonna go to crap. Maybe in the next 10 years, 15 years. I'm praying to the Most High, that none of it do happen. I'm praying that I'm wrong, but You never know. It's just how I'm looking at the world now. Eventually, it might go there, man. You know, so I'm just
Guns up.
seeing where shit go, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, but shout out to Ronan, man. Yeah, Ronan, he actually helped me. He helped me boost my channel. Well, he helped me grow my channel. Him and QB. I don't know if you know who QB is, but yeah.
Okay. Now I haven't met QB yet. I mean, I met a couple of the people on that
Now,
be coming through him.
Now QB, he actually quit YouTube because of trolls.
Oh, really?
And I think he had an altercation with somebody named Homie Sub, I believe. I don't know if you guys know who that dude is.
Nah.
But yeah, the Homie Sub, he had an altercation with him, and after that altercation, he just quit YouTube. I don't know specifically why he stopped doing videos, but I just know after he had that situation with the Homie Sub, you know, he just stopped doing it. But yeah, I mean, shout out to QB. He gave me an interview like a long time ago, you know, and that helped me out a little bit. But yeah, man.
Okay.
What I mainly talk about is like I think I ain't mean
relationships,
it, man.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll let you finish.
Like what I mainly talk about on my channel, you know, is you could say like dating and relationships and things of that nature, you know. But it's more importantly than that, it's like men's issues and like stuff. And I got live streams with Ronan too, from way cool. back. I can send you some. I got streams with him. The dude Styles King, you know, Styles. I think I seen him join the panel like not too long ago.
Yeah, he was on the panel yesterday.
Way back in the day, for about a year and a half ago. Yeah, so I got streams with some of the Passport Bros or whatever, you know. So yeah.
So what is your opinion on, you know, that movement, since you've been in the travel space or been, you know, on the panels and stuff? What is your opinion?
Or like a guest? I've been more so a spectator or a guest, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad movement. I just think it's just another strategy for guys to get what they want out of life, pretty much. You know, now me personally, I told QB this a long time ago. I wouldn't necessarily travel per se just to like become a monger, more so to find a wife or just experience life in different cultures and things of that nature. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad movement, you know, for men, because I don't really have nothing too bad to say about the Passport Bro movement. I think the only bad thing I would probably add is just the mongering aspect of it. You know, you just paying to have sex with whores in different countries. I think that's like a Band-Aid, you know. It's like it's that and people being unalived and, you know, all that different type of stuff. But I don't really have nothing too bad to say about the movement. I'm all about empowering men. So anything that's gonna help the next man out, I'm all for it, you know.
Okay.
Like you would never really I've never made a video, or you would never hear me make a video going at the Passport Bros, honestly.
Okay.
You know,
what you about to say, Keem?
So how you feel about that, Black Cleaner?
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely in agreement with it. You know, I've been see, the thing for me is, okay, I do consider myself to be a Passport Bro, but at the same time, I've been overseas ever since the 90s. So before this movement was even a thought, a twinkle in somebody's eye, I was overseas. So, because I was in the military, I was stationed in Japan. But it was the Passport Bro movement that ignited the fire in me to get back to, you know, going overseas like I was back in the 90s. And it wasn't because of the mongering, as they call it, because even when I was overseas living in Japan, I mean, Keem, you've experienced me, you know, bringing my Japanese girlfriends from Japan to Boston.
Right,
Was that P for P? Because I didn't fly. I didn't pay for near a ticket for them to get over from Japan to Boston. Most of the time, they were sending me money.
Pimping all over the world, international.
Pimping all over the world.
International type shit.
But the point is, I wasn't out here, doing any of that. And now that I'm back overseas, I'm still not doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because, and it was funny because even when we was in the military, right? And people always talk about Thailand and the Philippines and stuff like that. And it was usually the nerdy white boys who didn't have any game, because I was stationed in Japan. So when I would leave after work, I would, go to my girlfriend's house. She had her own apartment, and, she would cook dinner and do all of the things that, guys go overseas to look for. I was getting that to the point where I had, because I was young, I had multiple girls that was doing that for me, and then I would go back to the ship and we'd be sitting around talking to the brothers, on the ship. And then we'd see some white boy who would be leaving, or a white boy who's coming back. And we're like, yo, where did he go? Oh man, that nigga went to the Philippines. He can't get none in Japan. So he gotta go to the Philippines to go pay for it. Lame ass nigga, that lame Jones mom, or oh yeah, that dude just went on leave. He's on his way to Thailand. So Thailand and the Philippines has always been the spot for where the dudes who didn't have game had to go in order to, get their rocks off. Ever way before then. So this is nothing new that you're seeing with all of the brothers that's going over there. As they say, the game don't change, just the players.
Yo,
so,
and
I've always been the player on the other end where it's like, I don't got to pay for that. Matter of fact, I'm cheap, to be honest with you. When girls be coming up to me and they be like, yo, how, you looking for a good time? Be like, how much? They be like 150. I'd be like, no.
Nah,
sorry, I'm not doing it. Do you know how much? Do you know what I could do with $150? Sorry, I cannot give it to you for an hour. Matter of fact, okay, and when I was working in the States, okay, I would do carpet cleaning and upholstery cleaning and water damage restoration. And I would make $15 an hour when I was an employee. So that tells you I would work an average of 10 hours or 8 hours a day. So I'm going to give you a day's worth of my blood, sweat, and tears for a half an hour or an hour worth of pleasure? Sorry, I'm not doing it. And that's how I look at it. Anytime that they be saying that, they be like 150. I'd be like, nah, I work too hard to give you a day's worth of my blood, sweat, and tears. You ain't doing nothing but laying there. Nah, you better go. You want some money from me? You better come clean my apartment. You want to get some money from me? For real.
Tears into this shit. You want it?
Exactly. I need to see you sweat if you want some money from me. And the funny thing about that is this: some of them will be down for it because they really don't want to be in the street. So they'll be like, "What? How much you gonna pay me to clean the house? I'll give you $50 because the going rate here in Panama for house cleaners is $50. I'll give you $50 and I'll give you a nice tip at the end." And they'll be open to do that because it's honest work. They really don't want to be in the street. They only in the street because there's nothing else that is out here. for them to do. You know, when they try to go look for a job, they get returned. You know, they get rejected because they might be too dark, and they're only hiring mestizos and blancas.
Man, that's brutal.
Ain't it?
Yeah, that's brutal.
But it's not. It's really, that's what was going on with black folks in the silent generation era, in a little bit of the baby boomer era. It was, you know, in 1950s and 1920s all the way to 1950s when all of that stuff was going on. Hold on. Oh man,
Go.
Yo, you there? Y'all there? Y'all there? Sorry, I had a phone call.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's really what it is. And as I said, to finish what I was saying, I don't know if I interrupted y'all, but yeah. So me looking at these females that's out here, I see the human aspect to them. And because I come at them treating them like they're human and not a piece of meat or, you know, just a pee for pee situation, they treat me the same way. You know what I'm saying? I've been invited into their homes. You know, they've cooked dinner. You know, they've considered me to be family. You know, it was funny because I was walking with this girl, she was an expat too. And I'm walking down the street and like 2 or 3 working girls just came up to me and they was like, "Oh, hey, happy birthday." And they all gave me a hug and the girl was all shocked, like, "Yo, what the hell's going on here?" Like, well, you know, they done put the word out as my birthday. So, you know, the people is just, you know, giving me, you know, a birthday shout out, you know, and showing love. And she's like, "Are you a pimp?" And I was just, you know, trying to explain to her, the situation. I'm like, nah, you know, just like how I explained it to you all, what was going on. You know, these girls, they see me differently because I treat them differently. I don't treat them like, you know, how the tourists and the mongers treat them. So
yeah,
I get a different, you know, treatment from them when they see me. Here in Panama, I went to, you know, Colombia a couple of times, and it's the same type of situation. You know, when I see them and they over there, they trying to get money, I'd be like, what was it that scene in How High when the dude I Need Money, Red Man, you know, yeah, I seen him and he was all like, "Yo, I need money," and I was like, "Me too." So we started getting money
and
together.
that's how they became friends.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That was funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, let me go ahead and hop down, man. Let me go ahead and hop down and let my phone charge up. I'm on like 2% of power. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
well, I appreciate you getting on, True Prodigy.
Yeah, man, 100. And I'll share this to my community tab as well, man. 100.
Cool.
Let people know I was chopping it up with you.
Thanks.
But yeah, man, y'all take it easy. I'm out, man. For sure.
Yep. One. So what you think? We done been on here for about what? Wow, an hour and 43 minutes. I know you like the lives like this when not many people show up, because yeah, yesterday I was on a live for 7 hours because I saw that you hit me up and I was still on that live, but I was on Vacation Time with Ryan's panel. We need to check out his YouTube also, King. Whenever, you know, you not watching sports or anything, you can check out, you know, the other people's YouTube.
I'm always watching sports. That's on the background right now.
Exactly. I know you. But you still betting or no?
Nah. Had to take that off.
Okay. Let me get to the comments. Need more money to barely survive in America. Exactly. I mean, yeah, the average American needs more money to barely survive. That's what Expat Living said. Another comment from Expat Living Overseas. I'm generally kind unless given a reason to change my mind.
Yeah.
Got it. Somebody asked, is the dollar strong in Panama? Shout out to you, B Wayne 8274. Yes, it's very strong. I consider Panama to be like 1980s US. When I grew up, when I was, back in the 80s, back in when Michael Jackson was popular, you could go to the store and get a quarter juice and get on the bus for a quarter. That's what you can do here in Panama right now. You can go and get on the bus for 25 cents. You can get on the subway for 55 cents. You can get a whole meal for $1.50. That's if you're trying to live like a Panamanian. But if you're trying to live like an American, yeah, they got Popeyes and Burger King and Wendy's and Applebee's and TGI Fridays and what's the other one? Olive Garden and PF Chang's all up through Panama, for you to be able to enjoy. And the prices come with that too. So, but right next to it, they do have, their mom and pop fondas. It's just your choice how you want to live. Do you want to live like a Panamanian? Because the average Panamanian only makes about $600 a month. So they can't afford the, pay $20 for a meal. Go ahead, Keem.
I mean, unless you're going to the supermarket and making a stretch meal.
Exactly. That's what they doing.
Around for a couple of days.
Yeah, quarter water indeed. Shout out to you.
Whoa.
I know Colombia, the dollar was strong. We were living like kings. It's still strong in Colombia. I mean, it hasn't gone down by that much. I was just in Colombia for the Super Bowl, and I was still getting meals over there for about $8, $9, and of course in Colombian pesos. Shoot, I ended up going. I think I only spent like $30 at this restaurant. It was for 3 people, so that was only $10, and we had a full 5-course meal there in Cartagena. So yeah, the dollar's strong. I mean, I encourage people to travel who is struggling right now. I was watching this reel one time, and the lady was saying about how it's cheaper for her to travel outside the country than to pay rent. She could get a plane ticket to another country. Another country and get a place to live, a Airbnb in that country, and live in that country for a month, and it still would be less than her monthly rent.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same way for me here in Panama. I mean, I live in a 3-bedroom house right now, and I was paying $500 because I was sharing it with Gone Girl, but now because Gone Girl done went back to the Matrix to go be a mama again, I got to take the whole thing. But it's still, for a 3-bedroom house here in Panama in a nice middle class neighborhood, I'm only paying $11.50 a month. You know what I'm saying? And this is a house that if you had it in the States, especially in Boston. Oh, if you had this house in Boston, you're paying $2,600 easy. If you have this in Atlanta, where I was living before I left to come here to Panama, you're gonna be paying $1,900 easy, depending on where you put this house at. And this is, as I said, it's a house. It's not an apartment. It's a house, fully furnished house. Let me add that too. And so I didn't have to bring the furniture up in here. I just brought my clothes and just started living. So for $1,150, shoot, that's a bargain, because I got a house in Atlanta right now. It's all paid for. But even if I was to move back to the States and live in that house, I would still be paying about $3,000 a month. Just to live and to drive and to do all of the things that we do in order to live in America. Say it again, Keem.
It's definitely a big difference.
Yeah. But I understand a lot of people are not able to move because, of course, they got to go. They have a 9 to 5. They got to get up and go to work every day in order to make the money. But those who work from a computer, I encourage you. If you're working from a computer, you is wasting money trying to stay in the States. You need to be overseas, because I live off of $2,500 a month here. And I already told you, what my rent is. So you already see what the other half is paying for.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you think we got covered this topic enough?
I'm comfortable tonight.
Okay.
Don't seem like nobody else is gonna come on panel with us, so
Well, let me drop the link again before I go. See if anybody else wants to get up on here. It might have fell out of off the comment section, so let me just put it back on. Hold on.
Man, them boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. It ain't easy, man. But also too, I mean, if anybody's looking to move, as I said, I got this open room out here. We can split it. We can definitely split it, because it'll be cheaper for me to have a roommate up in here. I can do it on my own, no problem. But hey, if y'all looking for to move out of the country, you looking for a spot, I got a nice room over here. I don't want no whoremongers though. If you coming out here to monger, y'all, you can stay there. I don't want that up in the spot. Leave them hoes at the hotel, okay? You can bring your girlfriends over, but yeah, leave them hoes at the hotel. I got enough hoes coming through here on their day off. Okay, let me see what's going on with the comments. Yeah, I just put the link in the chat, so if anybody wanted to get on and talk. Expat, I stay away from chain restaurants and processed foods. Hey, that's good for you, fam. B. Wayne, nice. I went last June. Okay, he's probably talking about Colombia. Expat living overseas, you can enjoy more life for less money. Yep, that's what we was just talking about. Serious question coming from Truth is 100. No disrespect. parasites an issue with food in those countries? No, I don't think so, because a lot of their food is grown organically. And also, too, I mean, for the most part, when I eat food in the United States now, I get a lot more sick because of acid reflux. When I eat food here, I don't get acid reflux. So I don't see the issue. I mean, a lot of people try to talk bad about, food that's being grown overseas, but if you notice, a lot of the food and are banned from these countries because of big pharma, or the Doles and the, what's it called? Well, I have to say Monsanto's because they're the big conglomerate that owns a lot of those food companies that develop, and a lot of their food seeds are genetically modified. So, and these countries don't want those genetically modified seeds in their country because it's going to ruin their crops that they're growing naturally. And it's going to overrun the soil. So they try to keep a lot of that food that comes from the United States away.
Same in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't really be mixing like that.
Yep. Yeah, B. Wayne, I believe it. In Colombia, we got a place for $250 for a week. Yeah, when I was in Medellin, I only stayed for 7 days, but I was linking up with some of the other expats that lived there, and I was asking them, how they was living there, and they was telling me they just got an Airbnb for a month. I didn't even know that Airbnb did month rentals. And then when I started looking, yeah, you would get, Airbnbs, nice Airbnb rentals for like $600 a month, $800 a month. And then when I started looking here in Panama, they had nice high-rise Airbnbs in Panama for the same price, like, starting at around $600-$700 a month for nice, one-bedroom, fully furnished Airbnb. And I considered doing that because, I'm only one person. But what I like to do is get the lease, because I could get me a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, fully furnished with the lease for the same price I could get a 1-bedroom Airbnb for. And then that way, if I have, family like Keem or Fatima or whoever, like my family, my big brother just came to visit me for my birthday, him and his wife and their son, my nephew. They all came, and I got enough room that they don't got to get an Airbnb. They could just stay in the rooms that I'm providing. So the only thing that they got to pay for is their airfare. You see what I'm saying? So it works out that way. Versus, okay, I'm living in an Airbnb, and then now you want to come, and now you got to go get an Airbnb, or you going to sleep on my couch. What else? Water and food was legit in Colombia. Shout out to B. Wayne. What places you recommend in Panama? Places that I recommend in Panama. Well, I'm in the city, so of course Panama City is going to be great. Any place in Panama City, because there's a whole bunch of different neighborhoods. Just it's what you like. I mean, if you're trying to be looking at the ocean, out your window every day, then of course I'm going to recommend Balboa Avenue, or what they call Avenida Balboa, or Costa del Este, which is another area which is along the coast. The front, it's like the South Beach of Panama. But if you don't care about ocean, then hey, you could go live in the city, a few a few neighborhoods back in El Cangrejo, which is like in the heart of downtown Panama City. If you like, historic and culture, then of course that's Casco Viejo. If you're trying to be in the hood, I mean, you got Rio Abajo, you got Los Pueblos, or Dulce de Octubre, those areas, which is close to, areas where you can get close to some black folks, but you're not close enough to the hood to where the hood's going to affect you in a negative way. I lived in Dulce de Octubre, which is the 12th of October, my second year of being in Panama. And I had a 3-bedroom for $925 while I was living there. And it was, an excellent experience because San Miguelito was only one train stop away where I could just hop on the train and be in San Miguelito and get the cheap clothes in the hood, going to the swap meet or their version of the swap meet. Then I could just get back on the train and be right back in my neighborhood where it's nice and secure and safe, in the expat bubble, as they call it. Expat living. I am waiting on my dogs to come back from into the house. Okay. Overseas income and meeting visa requirements is the 2 biggest obstacles. Yeah, that's true. Pay attention to where the locals eat cheaper and doesn't make them sick. That's excellent advice, expat living overseas. That also answers that question. Truth is 100 was asking about the parasites. Yeah, that's all you got to do is see where the expats, I mean, not the expats, where the locals is eating, because they eating cheap and they eating good and they ain't got no parasites. Many additives used in America banned. Yeah, as I said, I was talking about that. Yep, expat living. Many additives used in America is banned in other countries. Not sure if I will come up on the panel. I'm about to close this down, so it's okay. Actually, I just got somebody just hit me up wanting they just flew in from the States and they're out in Casco Viejo, which is the club district. So they wanted me to come meet them. So I'm about to go meet them. This was an excellent panel. I'm glad that everybody who came up, Cool Keem, I appreciate you being here. Shout out to Fatima who was able to come in and be on the panel. Shout out to True Prodigy. Shout out to everybody in the chat for for your questions and comments. I really appreciate it.
Yes, highly appreciate it. All the comments. I'm your co-host, bro. I'm supposed to show up.
And I appreciate you, as you can see. Not all times co-hosts show up. So, anytime you do show up, I really do appreciate it. No shot at anyone. I'm just saying, hey, I appreciate it when all you all show up. Because, hey, as you can see, if it's just me, it's just going to be me. And now I got to sit here and do that damn song and dance for about an hour or 2 hours before I have to, end the live. But when you all get on, you all make the live more interesting and make it go a whole lot longer. And yeah, people love to see it. They love, it brings authenticity to what we're doing. And, I'm also trying to keep it positive because, there's a lot of negative, as they were saying, there's a few rotten apples out here that's spoiling it for the rest of us. The people who, the passport bros who's not out here mongering, who's out here really trying to build something, who's really trying to connect with the people and, make changes. And that's really why I wanted to do this live, because I really wanted to talk on that. And we did, in a manner of speaking, because we was talking about, unity in the United States. But Black people are being oppressed all over the world. Every country that I go to, I see people that is as dark as me, they're being oppressed. And it hurts me to my heart to see it. So when I even here, like when I'm in Panama, I'm over. As I said, somebody was over here. They was helping me out, but also they was, looking for some help themselves. They're trying to sell their candy that they're selling. They selling pudding and basically pastries and sweets. And they was asking me how can I help them? Can I post it in my group? Can I put it on my lives and stuff? And I was like, sure, you know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to make an honest living. So of course I'm going to help anybody that's trying to do something worthwhile. I'm always going to try to do my best to help somebody that's worthwhile, that's doing something worthwhile, because I've had people in my life who saw what I was doing, and as long as it was worthwhile, they helped me. They backed me up. My aunt, the reason I'm in Panama was because she saw what was going on with me in my life and my situation and said, hey, you got enough income to be overseas. Why are you dealing with it? You're not a bad dude. You're not, trauma, ridden. You're not you're not creating drama. Why don't you leave the Matrix and come on over to Panama? Now, if I was somebody who was negative, you know what I'm saying, and was on some other ish, she wouldn't have put that offer out to me. She wouldn't have invited me to come visit her in Panama. She'd have been like, oh yeah, love your nephew.
Right.
See you when I see your nephew. But because I've always been, the positive motivation in the family, she's always helped me. And because of that, I've always tried to pay it forward. Even with this live that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm basically trying to be a positive, influence here in this travel space so that people can see. Now, there isn't any, those people that's out here that's doing all the e-begging and whoremongering, or the monger vloggers, they're just lone wolves. There's more positive people out here that's in this travel space than there are negative people. There are more positive Black people out here that's YouTubing than negative Black people.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
So, but let me get through all of these comments, and then we can say our final words and get off. I'll be back. I like the conversation, and positively, y'all spitting. I appreciate that, B Wayne 8274. Appreciate that. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, as Jay-Z says.
Not appreciated.
Yep, exactly. Expat living overseas. I believe in helping others without enabling people bad behavior. Exactly. Facts. That's how I am. Shoot, as I said, why am I gonna, give you $150 to do something that's, what I'm saying, that really you probably don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna feel worse when you leave me, and feel worse about me when you see me every time. Now you're gonna be, when you see me walking down the street, now you ducking. They go that nasty dude. Because that's how they feel about you all when y'all be doing that. Or they just might be that you use the money man. Hey, you ready? You ready again for another one? Because I need that 150. Now you just become the wallet, the ATM. But when they see me, it's like, okay, they might walk away because they don't want to clean my house. That nigga gonna ask me to clean the house for $70. I ain't trying to go over there and do that. That's too much work. But then there's gonna be the ones, yo, you ready to get your house clean? I got an afro now. Homegirl just, hey, when you gonna get your hair braided again? Because you see what I'm saying? Because they out here, they hustling. They trying to, there is no infrastructure. And if we came together, because we have the means to be able, we have the knowledge. That's number one. We have the knowledge because we got it earnestly from living in America. We have the resources. So the only thing we need to do is just come together and put it where it needs to be put. And we all can make money. We all can benefit. Shout out to Flip Flops and DR. You know what I'm saying? He put a sports bar in the middle of the DR. Okay, he hires his staff. Okay, those are locals. They get up and they go to work. And when you get on, you see Flip Flops, or if you've been down to DR and Sosua, you see them girls. They's happy to be at Flip Flops working because it's honest living. Shout out to what's it called? Cartagena, Rooftop CTG, Miguel and Jay. They bigging up, Miss Claudia over there. Miss Claudia is happy to be at Rooftop CTG every day because she's getting she's working, okay, and she's getting tips, and she ain't got to lay on her back to do it. So just the little things that we do as individuals is going to help uplift some of these people overseas. As I said, I got people who come over twice a week to and they look like me to clean my house. They happy to come over here and do it. I got a girl who comes over, braids my hair, and then I put her name in the group. That takes her, that's an honest living, and that keeps her off the street, and that's all she's looking for.
Right.
So instead of, because there are people out here who create these mongering WhatsApp groups where they can go out here and, meet chicks and monger some more. Instead of creating a monger WhatsApp group, why can't we, create a bulletin board or a classified for people who got skills that's looking to work and make an honest living?
Right.
And get these people working. And shout out to International Eddie again, because when he was talking about these government, these government bid proposals, the government has, they outsource work all over the world. So you could actually sign up on the SAM's website, on the government website, and bid on a proposal. Do you know if you was to actually get that bid, how many people you'd be able to put to work? And when he said that, I was like, because I always thought that, okay, because I would get on these bids, but a lot of the bids when I was looking at them, because I got a couple of RFPs, requests for proposals today. And, it was like for janitorial service in Georgia Southern University. They're looking for somebody to take that account. But then I started seeing that there are government bids that is outside the country. And I was like, damn, I never thought about trying to bid on a job or an account outside the country, like here in Panama or in Colombia. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to do a live on that, have somebody come on here and show us how to actually start bidding on some of these international proposals.
Right.
Because then we'd be able to hire, some of these people that's out here that's looking for work. And we all can make money off of it. We all gonna benefit. I mean, yeah, the bid will be in my name, but still I need to find people who is willing and capable to do the work that needs to be done. Because they don't want no shabby work. They want the job to be accomplished. So
how do we shake that stamp of, black people not doing good work?
By doing good work. That's the only way that you can do it, is show and improve.
Right. I already knew the answer to my own question, but I just wanted to hear it.
Like me, myself, personally, okay, I don't try to do anything and I guess that's what keeps me stuck. Because if I know deep down in my heart I can't do it, I'm not gonna take it on. And unless I know for sure that the person sitting next to me can do it, you know, because there are jobs that I know, okay, I can't do it, but I know my cousin Keen can do it. So, yo, Keen, you want to go do this job with me? And of course, you know, because he's going to do it, I got the job. I'm going to give him the lion's share of the work. I just got the job. So really, I'm just going to get a sales fee. And, you know, maybe, you know, you just put me on as a laborer so that I can learn how to do it. And then once, okay, I learned how to do it. Now I can get out here and get more work for us. That's how you do things. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was supposed to be done. But, you know, the game done got messed up.
I actually did that a while back. Not too long ago, maybe a couple of years ago. One of my OG family members from the point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, the situation where I was working at a furniture company, and I used to get jobs.
Mm-hmm.
This lady, and it was just I didn't have the manpower to do it. After going on site and assessing what was going on, I knew that I couldn't handle it. Like, so I called my OG, you know, and it was like, I got this job for you, and put him on the job.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't even asked for no bread because I had already made money off of the situation where I got rid of a couple of clients that had.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you know, so I was okay. And not even getting any kickback from me putting me on the job. I just, you know, wanted to get done on my merit. And he was able to come through and follow through for a nigga. That thought was cool. Speaking on, you know, we gotta be like that. If we can't follow through, put somebody else onto the job, you know, would appreciate the money. I'm built like that. I ain't never been no hater. Never. You know, I just want my name to be remembered and the quality of person.
Exactly. Same here, you know, because we come from the same bloodline, King. So you already know we ain't trying to have no dirt on our name of doing some grimy stuff. You know, when you hear us or we got something to do with it, you know, it's going to be something, you know, on some solid, something positive. And people know, because when I call them, I'm not calling them unless I got something serious in the fold. That's why people, when they see my name come up on their phone, they love it, because you know, I don't call them unless I got some money coming their way. You know, I'm not trying to take from nobody. I'm trying to make, you know, get everybody to eat. You know, I got that, as they call it. You know, I'm a Taurus. You know, we in Taurus season. Shout out to Dame Dash. You know what I'm saying? He a Taurus. You know, that's the same mentality that he got, I got. You know what I'm saying? I want to see everybody eating. I don't want to be the only person at my table, you know, that's eating and everybody sitting around starving, you know, trying to feed off of me. I want everybody, you know, it was funny because Unc Jay was talking about this on Ronan the Wandering Travelers Live, how he said, you know, all of the brothers that was at the hotel, was nobody over here when they went out to eat talking about, okay, you had you had the salmon, they over there, you know, separating checks and stuff. No, they was actually fighting over who was going to pay the check. One person was paying the check, and everybody just took turns paying the check, because everybody was, you know, living good, and everybody believed in, you know, just sharing. And see, that's the type of stuff that I do, you know, because that's how I was bred. Where, you know, when I go out with my family, we fighting over who's going to pay the check, because we all got it. But also, too, and here's another funny story. So I'm in Atlanta, right? I'm with my new coworker, You know, he was a ex football player, injured himself, and now, you know, he was security. He was working security for Magic City and a couple of other places, but then he ended up getting a job in pest control. So we was on our training. So we went to lunch. So we went to this buffet spot and we sitting down eating lunch or whatever. The lunch was over. He went to the bathroom and I paid for both of us. He comes back from the bathroom, sees that I paid for both of us, and gets mad at me. Nigga, what the fuck you pay for me for? Nigga, I ain't your motherfucking girlfriend. What, you gay? And I'm sitting here like, nah, that's how, you know, me and my fam do. You know what I'm saying? We ain't over here, you know, fighting over checks. You know, if me and you kicking it, we cool. Okay, I got this round, you get the next round. It ain't no, I like you and I'm into you and I'm trying to woo you over, nigga. I mean, I understand it's Atlanta, but come on, man.
It ain't no me trying to take you shopping, nigga.
Thank you.
Fuck out of here, bro. What you talking about?
Yeah, that nigga took offense to it. I was like, damn, why is our mindset so warped? All you had to do was just come back and be like, yo, thanks, bro, I got you.
Right.
Nigga came back, was all like, thank you ain't getting none. But thank you. Pause. Yeah. Damn, I've been talking and rambling on. Let me hurry up and get him out of here. He must have been getting his back bushed up before he arrived for the... What the hell?
Yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
why he like that.
Who said that? B. Wayne 80. He must have been getting his back busted up before he arrived to the table. That's funny. But yeah, that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a part of that, you know, elk of people who's on some positivity, spreading love and building here in the United States and abroad, you know, and in cyberspace. Because as you can see, you know, the first thing I did when I created my live panel discussion, I reached out to fam like, yo, because I remember when fam was sitting here, you know, we was talking on the phone, just kicking it, chopping it up one day. And Keem was like, yo, man, what would be great is to be able to get on YouTube and talk about real issues, man. You know, not that Jerry Springer, you know, bubblegum BS. I mean, talk about some real issues, mental health, money, you know, family issues, stuff that people really need to talk about to get off their chest so that, you know, we can start some healing. When Keem said that to me, I was like, say less. I already got a YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I just haven't went live yet. So shoot, if you want to go, if you want to do this, let's do it. So as soon as I was able to go live, I hit my cousin up like, yo, it's on and popping. Let's do it. And what did he say? What did you say, Keem?
Let's go.
Thank you. Said, let go.
Let's go.
And it's been on since. We on episode 5 right now. You know what I'm saying? We already know. I mean, it's still early in the game, but
Are we on 4 or 5?
we on 5. We already did 4.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
People watching and liking it, please do like and subscribe. In order for us to keep this going, we need some help from the people to keep it going.
Yep. We can't do it without you all. So if y'all want to keep the positivity going, it's like NPR. NPR needs They don't get money from, corporations. They get money from the people. This is NPR over here.
Let's go.
So, and we ain't not really asking for no money. All we looking for is for you to like, subscribe, and share. Pass the word. That's free.
And that's helping us grow.
Exactly. And then also too, I mean, if you out overseas or whatever, because as I said, I'm trying to help these people get some work too, and you need something done, send me a message into my DMs on Instagram at the Black Cleaner and on Instagram, or blackcleaneratl@gmail.com. You can email me, and we could talk about doing as what I was just talking about, because my mission ain't gonna stop. I was just telling the girl today, she wants to do a pastry restaurant, or a little bakery type situation. I was like, well, I don't got no bakery money, but I can set you up at one of these flea markets, and you can just sell your wares at the flea market, because the flea market's only going to cost me $180 a month. I could get you a table over there, and if you make the money, and whatever you make over that, that'll be my money back. And then once you get it up and running and everything is gone, you just keep doing what you're doing. That's it. And I can take that $180 and go, give it to another girl who wants to set up a table. And that $180 just keeps circulating that way. And then maybe eventually we can get our own spot. Create our own little mall type of situation, co-working space.
Put the work in.
So,
yeah.
But it all starts with, us unifying and putting all of this together. And I'm boots on the ground here, in Panama. My cousin's over there, boots on the ground in the States, in Boston. So there ain't no reason that we can't create pipelines to be going back and forth. I was just talking to a chick in Colombia today, because as I told you all before, I did have let me show y'all this. I started this clothing line 7 years ago called The Hustler's Corner, Bray Street, in honor of my family name, the Brays. And anybody who saw the MJ movie, y'all know there was a Bill Bray, who was the backup security or head of security for Michael Jackson, and they showed him in that movie. Okay. Say it again.
I said he's live now. Okay, Knuckle.
Mm-hmm. So you see that? I don't know if y'all can see the Bray Street on there. So yeah, I did that to pay homage to my great grandfather, because the story behind him was he I call him, the hustler in our family, because he wasn't educated. He couldn't read. The only thing he did was just work, hustling, doing handyman work, saving his money, but instead of going out and spending it on drinks and all of that, he had a family, to raise. And what he did, he had 13 kids. So he would take his money, and every time he accumulated enough money, he would buy an acre of land so that he could give it to his son or daughter, so that when they turned 18, they would have some land to be able to raise their family on. He became one of the richest men in his county, out in Warrenton, Georgia, Warren County. He had accumulated so much money back in the 1900s, he was able to get a car, a Ford. So of course, these white people seeing him, not on no horse and buggy. Some of them were still on horse and buggy. Now he driving around in one of the first Model Ts that came off the market. They was hating that, so they conspired to take his land from him. So, he couldn't read, so they called him in to, put his X. Back in the days when you couldn't read, you couldn't sign your name, so you just put your X on the document with your initials or whatever, saying that you signed that. So because he couldn't read the document was him turning over ownership back to the county, or to whoever the rich person was in that county. He lost all of his land that they took from him. And there was one family member who was sick, one of his oldest sons. He was about to go down there to the county and fight, and they knew that the temper that his son had. So they got the lynch mob together, and they was like, yeah, let your son come down here. You're gonna be strung up and burnt on one of these trees, to where they had to actually sneak his son out of the town and in the back of a vegetable truck. They had to stack a whole bunch of vegetables out on the truck and sneak his ass out of town so that he wouldn't get hurt. And then he ended up moving to Philadelphia, and a couple of other family members followed. So that Bray that you all see in the movie that's being portrayed as Michael Jackson's head of security, he's actually a part of that lineage. So also there's to finish the story, my great-grandfather, he lost the land, but after he passed away, they named the place where his land once was, they named the street after him, Bray Street in Warrenton, Georgia. They ain't give him his land back. They just said, hey, yeah, this was, where Mr. Bray used to live. This is Bray Street. Yeah, you remember that dude whose land we took? Yeah, this is Bray Street.
Yeah, that's this nigga.
And that's what a lot of times what white folks do. They do those backhanded compliments that, they ain't giving you, they're not gonna give you repair for what they did, but they'll give you some acknowledgement, some symbology. And that's why, you hear the Black people talking about reparations and tangibles, because, when they bombed Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they gave them reparations. When they put the Japanese in concentration camps here in America, they gave them reparations. When the Jews, was being persecuted by Hitler, okay, they gave them reparations. They didn't get no symbology, you know what I'm saying? Statues and stuff named after them. Yeah, they got that too, but they also got some money. They also got some land. But anytime we talk about, hey, well, where's our tangibles? Where's our land? Where's our reparations? Y'all just need to get over it. You're getting too uppity now. You don't know your place. And now look at how good you got it. You're going overseas to Colombia and DR. Y'all don't know your place. You're going over there messing up their stuff. And that's really why I did this, because that's what I wanted to speak on tonight. How, Black people are fatigued. We're tired of the same old backhanded compliments, the disrespect that you're doing. No, we want justice. We want freedom. We want equality. We want tangibles. And if you ain't gonna give us that, then we gonna keep fighting for it. That's number one. And then the ones who are tired and telling us, hey, they ain't never gonna get it, go over there. Shut up and go over there. We don't need you in our circles discouraging the people who still are down to fight and unite. Because there are people who will be friends with you and come in your circle just to slow you down. And I don't need no friends in my circle to slow me down when I'm trying to get mine. I need people who are gonna go for it. So if you gonna go for it with me, come on in. If you gonna slow me down, stay your ass in the back. I'll call you if I need something from you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, okay, they did that to my great grandfather. They took his land and named a street after him. Okay, but the Bray name is being heard and known and recognized now all over the world. I'm in the movie theater in Panama listening to the MJ movie in Spanish. And the person is saying, Estoy Señor Bray. Oh, mucho gusto, Señor Bray. I'm like, did he just say Bray? B-R-A-Y, Bray?
Right.
I walked out of that movie proud, dog, because now if I tell them, you know, my father's, you know, my father was a Bray and actually, you know, that dude was related. Or even if I just say Bray, somebody's gonna know that who saw the movie. Oh, Bill Bray, Michael Jackson's security guard. You know, that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? That just says that, okay, y'all did what y'all did to my great grandfather, but his children, his descendants, his genetics still lives on and is still moving on to hustle and do great things to where people are not going to forget his name. You feel me? So that was a proud moment. And that's why, you know, I had to wear my Bray Street shirt and, you know, dig up my Hustler's Corner, t-shirts and clothing line. And I'm gonna, you know, start revamping it again and putting it out there. Because the world needs to know, you know, about that story, about how, you know, these people took from us. And it wasn't no black folks who robbed them. And that's why, you know, because some people be like, yeah, you know, bad stuff happens to everybody. Get over it. I get tired of hearing that. I'm not getting over it. No, I'm not going to let you get away with it. I'm going to make sure that we get what my great grandfather, what my father, what my mother, what all of the black people who I seen who got up every day worked for. I'm gonna make sure that they get what they get in this world and in the next.
Like even our family in Boston, like, you know, we weren't like poverty line. We had some things. We had some stores and shit set up in Boston, you know.
Thank you. Shout out to the Anderson family, you know what I'm saying, in Boston. And see, that's another thing about these family, you know what I'm saying, these family names. They were out here doing things. Yeah. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean, yeah, go ahead. Talk about the stores that we had on Heath Street in Boston, on Hammond Street.
I made my point about, you know, things we had in our family back in the day in Boston. And that was just, I am going to elaborate real quick. So I don't understand how my grandmother didn't feel like she had options or she had help to where she could get away from that. But she did have options. She just chose different. Because we had shit in Mass. We had shit in Boston. So when you reference back to Hammond Street, what do you mean by that?
Keep going.
I just asked you a question.
No, it was when basically what you just said, Hammond Street. We had the brownstone on Hammond Street, which we still have in our family.
With a store at the bottom, bro.
Yeah, bodega, corner bodega, exactly. It's still there.
Still there. Is it still in the family or no?
Yeah, it's still in the family. We just rent out the store. We don't man the store like we did when our family was younger, you know, because my grandfather was the one that actually managed that store when I was 2-3 years old. He was still managing the store, but now, you know, the family who owns the brownstone, they just rent it out to some Spanish people. It's on lease.
But that building is still in the family.
But the building is still in the family, yeah.
Okay, understood. What about the land in Blackshear?
Still in the family, yep. Nobody knows what to do with it. And, you know, but I mean, the taxes are still being paid on it until somebody wants to go down there and, you know, do something with it. It's 2 acres. You saw it because you was there a lot. You know, you knew it. You was actually able to see the house amongst all of that brush that was up there, because I couldn't even go in there because I didn't have the right shoes on.
Right.
I wish I could, because I would have actually went in the house.
I don't think it was sturdy enough for that, cuz
I still would have went up in that motherfucker.
you probably would have fell through the floor or something.
And I mean, how far am I going to fall? It wasn't no
Right.
big basement.
True.
So,
Yeah.
but
I'm ready to chime out.
all right, man, you can chime out, man. I appreciate you being there. Say your final word. I'll let you go.
Like and subscribe. Tune in next week. Same time, same place.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to talk about the Ubiquitous next week, or you want to do something else?
I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Make sure you pick up.
All right, cool.
I'll probably go back and look at what we did tonight and, you know, find a lane.
Got you.
Something that we're going through. You know, that's how you come up with the ideas. You got to go back and look at what you did, figure out something that lane to go to.
Cool. All right, fam. Well, I appreciate you being on here with me, and yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. But tune in next week, same bat time or same braid time, same braid channel. It's the Black Cleaner.
Hit that music real quick for him, cuz, please.
No, I told you this is power, man. He don't do no episodes in the middle. He don't do no songs in the middle of the episode.
Bro, we at the end of the episode. What are you talking about? You're gonna stop being so confrontational with me with that song. When people start appreciating it, I'm gonna throw it in your face like I fucking told you. And you being so held on to it, like, nigga, let that shit go because it's dope. What's wrong with you?
This ain't Akon locked up. You just can't play it back to back to back to back. You gotta, you know, as I said, we're selling episodes. We ain't selling the music. I love the song. The song is cool. Okay, all right.
We're selling also a vibe too, to pull people in. You and I just talking all the time ain't gonna be it all the time. You gotta create a whole nother feeling for this shit too. But go ahead. It's real talk.
I got
with
you.
Nate, the Black Cleaner. Do what you want to do, bro. I'm not gonna fight with you no more. I'm not gonna say it no more because I'm being denied. And I don't like being denied, bro. It's a fucking song that was created for people to hear. And why are we talking about this shit on the show? Annoying.
Because that's what creates the vibe. Cause I love you too, though. I'm gonna play it for you. I'm gonna play it as the outro.
You know I love you back with all of it. And I'm
Really?
like, yeah, super protective of Nate the Black Cleaner, because he ain't the troublemaker. You don't fuck with him. Period. And if you are fucking with him, you're being a fucking asshole. And I'm not nigga for your head, so just show love to the Black Cleaner, because he ain't a troublemaker. Vibe is always.
Much appreciated, cuzzo. That's Keen Capo. Much love to you, fam. I'm gonna play it as the outro, but let me wrap everything up, and I'll play it, and then we'll be out of here.
Yeah, that's how we should end the show. That's the vibe. Let me rock out real quick. Damn.
Yep. I got you. Let me see. We got anybody else coming up on here? Oh, wow. Damn. Frank Sinatra. They not reading the comments. Of course, we're not reading the comments because we talking. We appreciate you. Who's that?
You want to come up, make a move.
Ambitions of Farida. Share it. I want to feel the vibe. Oh Lord. Y'all on Keem's side now? Okay.
Get it, y'all.
Expat living overseas. Expat living overseas later. Appreciate you, expat. Just caught the end of the show. Appreciate you, Frank Sinatra, for joining us at the end. You'll be able to do your recap. Yeah, family heirs. Yep, got that. Frank Sinatra, y'all boys got family. Yeah, family heir property. Yep. Sorry, hold on. Let me show this one because it's being blocked. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all know I'm blind.
Yeah.
You see how close I'm looking into the damn camera. Everybody always be talking about me. Look how close he is into the goddamn camera. Y'all boys got family heir property. Heard y'all talking about acres. Yeah. Ain't that many acres, but you know, it's there. It's something we could do, you know. And actually too, man, you know, they giving away acres of farmland for short money all around the United States. It's just people don't know what to do with it, you know what I'm saying? Because we never learn, you know, they was trying to teach us how to get 9 to 5s instead of learning how to be developers. But you could get 2 to 3 acres of land for under $50,000. They only charging like $10,000 an acre in some places. So, yeah, I mean, so the key thing is to learn what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I like the whole container home idea. You know, that's rocking right now. Ambitions. I'm listening to you all. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you too, brother.
Bringing the awakeness, the knowledge, power. Appreciate you. Who else? Frank Sinatra, trying to figure out what I want to do with the... A what? I'm sorry. Can you see that, Keen?
What's that? The comment?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what I want to do with it.
Oh, okay. He's probably talking about his land too. Yeah. I mean, what I learned, because you know, I'm on Audible. So I mean, I it's funny. I wrote a book, and I'm not an avid reader, but I do, you know, enroll in Audible University. So that's why I'm trying to hurry up and get my book on Audible. But there's a couple of books on Audible that you could get that talk about, you know, land development and what to do with land. And one of the books was talking about how if you got over 50 trees on your land, you could actually sell those trees to the nearest mill. They'll come and actually take the trees off your land buy the trees off your land and cut them down for you. And you can make money off of that. And that was actually one of the plays that, you know, the landowners, the farm owners would do back in the days. They would they would knock the trees down and sell it to the lumber mills, and they would make money off of that. And then once they did that, then they would build their real estate on it. But then they would also plant more trees, because it takes 50 years for trees to grow. So then after the 50 years would grow, of course, the next generation, the grandfather would do it, so that in 50 years when the son grew up, he would be able to do, rinse and repeat, sell the trees, take them and get the money, and then, replant some trees so that his son could do it. See, they didn't teach us none of that, but they put it in a book for, as they said, if you want to keep something from a black person, put it in a book. So there's plenty of books out here that tell you what to do with what is here. All we got to do is just pick up the book and read it and execute it. I got that from a book. So yeah, I could go down to Blackshare, 2 acres of land, overran, pecan trees, and a whole bunch of different types of peach trees down there. I could cut all of them down, sell it to the lumber mill, and then build property with the money and develop the land. Or even go get some containers from Savannah, because Savannah's only an hour and a half drive away from Blackshare, Georgia, and get some containers and drop those on the land and make some rental properties. Nice. So that's an idea that I would recommend that you could do. Frank Sinatra, I would do that. If you got some acres, I would do that. Knock the trees down, go get some containers, and build some rental properties.
Yeah, them container homes are blooming right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even if you, they was also saying this too. If you have a lot of acres of land, you can open up your land and make it a campsite or a campground where people can, do camping, set up some yurts and, some lavish tents on the land, and people can go glamping and Airbnb the glamp sites out. Or put some, or lease it out to some livestock and create a petting zoo. There are plenty of things to do that, we don't think about because we grew up in a different circumstances, whether we grew up in the inner city, like, me and Keem, or you grew up in the suburbs. But that don't say that, that doesn't mean that that just means that we lack the knowledge right now. That don't mean that we can't go get the knowledge and execute it, especially now with technology. All right, well, if there ain't no more comments, I think that was the last one. Thank you all for commenting. Like and subscribe to the page. Me and Keem is out. Let me put this outro song out for you all.
Hey.
Yeah. Some journeys ain't loud. They just steady, they just real. Nature's odyssey. Yeah. Still standing.
I walked through fire, didn't fold and break. Lost some love, but I still got faith. From the silence, I rebuilt my name. Nate's odyssey, still in the game. I done seen the highs and the lows unfold. Heart stay warm when the world went cold. Every scar got a story told. Nate's odyssey, solid gold.
Yeah.
Back when the road felt heavy on my chest, suitcase full of dreams, pain in my steps. Left everything behind just to breathe again. Sometimes freedom don't come with friends. Late nights thinking where the time went. Love got distant, heart got bent, but I ain't crumble, I just adjusted. Real men rebuild what's disrupted. Panama breeze with a silent mind, trying to leave the past behind. But growth don't come if you stay the same. Sometimes you gotta walk through rain. I walked through fire, then fold and break. Lost some love, but I still got faith. From the silence, I rebuild my name. Nate's Odyssey, still in the game. I walked through fire, then fold and break. Lost some love, but I still got faith. From the silence, I rebuild my name. Nate's Odyssey. Ain't no shortcuts in this life I live. Every lesson cost some, had to give. Trust broken, ego tested. Still I rise, still I'm blessed still. They say why you move so calm. Storms don't shake us steady. I done learned what peace really costs. You don't win unless you lost. This ain't flashy, this ain't hype. This grown man, purpose tight. Every episode, every mile. Still got vision, yeah, still got style, yeah. This ain't just travel, it's transformation. This ain't just silence, it's elevation. Yeah. Nate's Odyssey.
Thank you for tuning in to The Black Cleaner presents Real Talk with Nate. I'm your host, The Black Cleaner. King.
Peace.
Peace.